In this video, you'll witness the mystifying funeral ritual of the Turayan people.
What's happening right now?
A ritual that culminates with a shared feast of up to 25 buffalo and countless pigs.
I have no idea what to expect, but let's find out.
But first, let's back up. I've traveled to South Sulawesi to the vast and varied country of Indonesia. Here, you'll find the Turayan people with distinctive customs, unique food, and breathtaking architecture that goes back hundreds of years. But once a year, over a few-week period, villagers gather to send off their loved ones to the afterlife.
When the funeral takes place, how many buffalo do you plan to purchase?
At least 20.
20?
Yeah.
Today, I'm on a mission to understand the Turayan's unusual relationship with death
In the house behind me, there is a dead body.
and experience the food that comes with it. And it all starts here.
My dude, this is wild. Is this the first day of the funeral?
It is. It's the first day. The guests coming, the family coming, showing the condolence, giving the pig, giving the buffalo. And they are being served by the tea, coffee, and the traditional dish.
What do the local people think about having tourists come here to this sacred ceremony? Is that good?
For our cultural aspect, the family also happy of watching the people become crowded. It's like cheering up the soul of the body.
So better to have a lot of people, even if they're foreigners, than no people.
Yeah, that's right.
Wow.
Unlike the usual funeral scene in the West, replete with dark clothes, grief, and sorrow, here, the burial process is a colorful, frenetic community affair, orchestrated by not only the deceased's family, but by the community as well, culminating in a single, climactic send-off. This is Rambu Solo, the traditional funeral ceremony of the Turayan people.
The pigs have arrived, you can always tell.
Across from me, ANDRI, my local guide in all things life, death, and food, starting with breakfast.
Here we have a litany of snacks. Is this all Turayan food right here?
That's right.
This looks incredible.
Welcome foods are prepared before funeral goers arrive. In a day marked by mass animal slaughter, our meal begins with a smorgasbord of small bites, lacking protein, but certainly not lacking any flavor.
Oh, that is spicy.
That one we call sokta, the sticky rice.
Is this coconut or pork floss?
Coconut.
Oh, this is really outstanding. I've never had a flavor like this. It is infused with a crazy amount of spice.
Next one.
These are called onde-onde. They're balls, really tasty balls. Grated cassava is joined by palm sugar, then formed into this shape. After boiling to firm it up, douse it in grated coconut and fry to crisp it.
Guess what inside to be?
Oh, pure sugar. Everything here is definitely not bland. I went from super spicy to super sweet.
There's also the option of a sweet potato ball, made with a similar method and coated with sesame seeds.
So delicious. What I love most is the chewy outside. What is this one?
We call it LAPAK.
LAPAK. I like the wrapped ones because I never know what I'm gonna get. Aha.
This is a type of cake consisting of grated cassava, coconut flakes, and palm sugar. Wrap that in banana leaves and steam.
I like it. Like your version of, what do they call the pounded rice, Kai, in Japan? Mochi. Like your version of mochi, but more sweet.
Finally, there's this. They call it WAJIK, or sticky rice bars.
So I like that you take similar ingredients, but remix them in different ways.
Made with a combination of melted palm sugar, grated coconut, and sticky rice.
Sticky and sweet. You really need to wash it down with some bitter coffee. But actually, the coffee is really sweet too. So I noticed the announcements right now. What are they talking about?
They're announced about the pig they already bring, to who it will be addressed.
Bringing animals to the ceremony as an offering is considered an act of respect and gratitude to the deceased. The most valued are pigs and buffalo, with their donation announced loudly over the PA to highlight those who contributed. Depending on how many pigs and buffaloes are brought here, the funeral could go on for days until all the animals are sacrificed for one or several big feasts.
I understand that tomorrow we're going to actually see a buffalo slaughter.
That's right.
How many buffalo will be slaughtered tomorrow?
It could be more than 5 buffalo. at the same time.
The magnitude of the funeral is determined by the family's pocketbook. The burial of a noble elite can result in the slaughter of 25 to 100 buffalo. But even your average Joe still commands the sacrifice of up to 8 buffalo and 50 pigs. Rich or poor, the slaughter of buffalo is non-negotiable, and families will go to any length in order to save up enough money to buy them.
Is that a coffin up there?
Yeah, that's right. The body is a man and passed away 5 months ago. Yeah, 5 months ago.
Wow.
The buffalo. It's the most sacred animal in Tarayan society, and their image can be found everywhere. For the living, they're a sign of wealth. But for the dead, the buffalo is believed to be a guide to the afterlife. No buffalo means no funeral. So until the funeral day, the body is embalmed and kept inside for weeks, or months, or even years.
In the house behind me, there is a dead body. A dead body that's been there for quite a while, years at this point. With me, I have a gift. This is a customary practice to bring a gift of some sort into the house. It could be food, it could be alcohol, or it could be this. Here I have a large number of natural products that will get you high in some sort of way. Tobacco leaves, we have betel nut, we have limestone powder, which activates the betel nut, cigarettes, and a couple things I don't even recognize. These look like long string beans, but they're not. It is interesting to me that this is like a very valued product here, and this is something they'd be very happy to get even in the afterlife. So let's go inside and take a look.
What is surely a bizarre sight for most is completely normal here,
Stop it.
as the Tarayan people are at home among the dead.
Where should I put this?
Yeah, please put there.
Down here?
There, yes.
Okay.
Ma pangan ko mi mbe. Nawang ko mi sama mi pangan.
Jakob here has lived with the corpse of his father for quite some time. Perhaps he's able to cope with this sight because he doesn't actually consider his father to be dead. Death will come, but not until the funeral. Right now, Jakob refers to his father as Tomakula, which means sick.
How long has he been here?
4 years ago.
4 years.
Yes, 4 years ago.
Wow.
And planning ceremony was September next year.
Next year.
Yes.
Could you tell me more about your father when he was alive?
Masanang dia.
He's a nice man, always give advice as a dedicate for the children.
When you talk to your father, what do you talk about?
He talked to the body like, my father, your friend is here. Would like to visit you and please welcome him quite well.
Nice, palma yung toraja.
Nice. When the funeral takes place, how many buffalo do you plan to purchase?
They are still on discussions, at least 20 already.
It's been said that this is the most expensive place in the world to die. Funerals can be so expensive that future generations will be saddled with crippling debt.
You said a buffalo costs about $800. That's $16,000.
Gonna be.
Instead of saving for an elaborate life, here they save a fortune for an elaborate death.
As Tarayan people do sacrificing as a last respect for our parents. The more buffalo, the bigger respect we get for our parents.
Today I've come to another nearby village where funeral processions have just begun. Soon there will be a massive death feast, including an entire cooked buffalo. But there's a lot that must be done first. Right now, villagers and family members prepare early morning food to fuel the community for this long, intense day.
First, you must wash your hand. Some people might wash both hands, but I know here people are supposed to just eat with their right hand. But this hand is for something else. If you don't know why, you can look it up.
On the menu this morning, boiled pork seasoned simply with salt and braised in a giant steel vessel. On the side, rice and stir-fried eggplant.
Let's try out this eggplant right here. Ooh, oh my God. It has that slimy, kind of trademark slimy eggplant texture, very mushy, and then the spice hits you like a freaking hammer. Here we've got the pork meat. They boiled the heck out of it. Let's try it out. Oh yeah, baby. That's good pork. It depends on the piece you grab. There's some really fatty parts and really soft, meaty protein parts. Beyond that, the pigs here, these are very unique looking mountain pigs. You won't find these types of pigs being turned into pork chops in the USA. So the meat, the taste has a little bit different quality to it. Hit it with a little bit of rice for balance. So lunch is wrapping up right now. In just a moment, they're gonna get the buffalo. I have no idea what to expect, but let's go. Let's find out.
Belanay ng kamuman na to susarian matoto ki siyoto o kapaaranwan kilamin tuwa agad.
More words, more speeches, more waiting. Then finally, when all is at peace, the ceremony begins.
Why is it when they take the coffin out, they pretend like they're dropping it? What is happening?
It's more like shaking.
Like waking them up?
Yeah.
Really?
Now they are singing the funeral chant. That's how the condolence express of the village and the family.
What happens after this?
They will lift up the body on the catafalque, we call lakyan, by putting the body up there. This parinding village recognize that the stages of the body are already changing.
The coffin is oriented toward the southwest, the direction of the underworld, home of the dead. If he doesn't complete his journey to Puya, his soul will be lost forever. However, his guide in the afterlife has just entered the village, unknowingly about to embark on this society's most honorable task. The sacred guide is escorted to the middle of the square. Palm wine is poured on the animal, symbolizing the permission requested to release its soul. When prayers and speeches subside, blood is shed. The buffalo spirit is free, ready to guide the deceased to Puya. Silence is replaced with chanting. The death feast for this Rambu Salam has officially begun. No time is wasted as the buffalo is taken apart. Some of the meat is gifted to the local guests, but the majority will be used for today's meal. Every section of beef is reduced down to small meat chunks that'll soon join one pot. Inside, 5 giant vessels of rice are steaming. Outside, 2 tanks are about to receive a massive volume of buffalo meat.
Cooking is underway with the buffalo right now. This is the same cooking vessel they use for the pork, now using it for the buffalo, actually using the pork stock inside to cook this meat. I'm gonna help them put it in. This thing is full of meat, lungs, heart, stomach, everything you can imagine is inside of there.
Now for the flavor: salt, chilies, garlic, onions, galangal, ginger, and lemongrass. As the meat cooks, they add brain, intestines, and other offals. This is ready to eat after a couple of hours, but as the day goes on, they'll continue adding more and more meat. On the side, buffalo barbecue, with meat that's been rubbed with MSG, then skewered up and roasted over a wood fire. Joining our meal, Maria, the host of today's event and daughter of the deceased.
What a day it has been. How do you feel?
I feel fine. Thank you for asking.
Do you think today has been a success so far?
Yes, it is.
The food looks amazing, although I gotta say, I was taken aback by the cooking style. It's just like, cut everything down, boil it as hot as possible, throw in some spices, done. So what is the purpose of cooking it this way?
It's a simple way that quickly cook and we can share to the villagers.
But is the most efficient food the most tasty food?
It will be.
It will be. Here, we have buffalo barbecue. Is that well done?
It's well done.
Do you like it well done?
We like it.
We do have knife, but often we do like this.
Oh, you got strong fingers.
Oh,
okay. Thank you. I like a little bit of spice. Try it out. Oh my God, that is some of the hottest sambal I've ever had in my life. Even you struggling, huh? There's a sauna inside of my body. Do you like chewy meat?
we like it. And it's also because it's rare to consume the buffalo meat. It's only taken from the funeral place.
So only one time per year.
Yes, August, September, the time for funeral.
Here, the main recipe. So they put a little bit of everything in here. Intestines, stomach, lungs, meat, maybe heart and liver too. Which part is your favorite?
This one.
Oh, the stomach.
Yes.
There's no way to even split this in half. It looks like a carpet. Okay, I gotta say, pretty impressive. It's tasty, super chewy, interesting coarse kind of texture. I thought it would be more gamey, but it's just a bit salty. So this is just meat. Much softer. Oh, look at this piece. Oh, that's liver. Really delicious.
We say mummy.
Mummy. Mummy means
Yummy.
yummy. Okay, good. I gotta be careful. My wife is behind the camera. I can't look into her eyes and say mommy. Come on, man, you're gonna get me killed. Oh yeah, rib is very nice. But I'm really interested in that lung. Oh, I think this is lung. It's black. This looks like the lung of a bisu, someone who smoked 3 packs of cigarettes per day. It has a very unique texture because it looks really dark, like it would be burnt or tough. It's not at all. It's quite soft, and when you rip it, it can kind of rip apart. It's very fleshy.
Yummy.
Super chewy, very different from any other texture here.
For more delicious, a little bit more spicy.
Oh, I didn't even know. I thought that would break the rules. I gotta say, I underestimated this a little bit. I thought it was pretty simple. It is efficient, but an efficient way to cook food that's very satisfying. Could I ask about your father?
Yeah, of course.
How long ago did he become sick?
Was in November last year.
You know, anytime we have someone close to us pass away, there's a period of grieving. Grieving where you're surprised, you're angry, you're shocked, you're sad, and eventually you kind of accept what happened. And so for you, did the grieving kind of happen already?
Of course, at the moment that he passed away, and we crying and laughing together, like both mix the situation.
Yeah.
But during since yesterday and until today, we are not really sad. But I think next week, the date at the burial, and that thing they're gonna be emotional for a while.
Because that's the end.
And that's the end.
The
And
true end.
really for definitive, we say goodbye to our father.
Once the funeral is complete, the coffin will not be buried. Rather, it'll be stored either in a cave or a small mausoleum. Next time, I'll learn that the Tarayan's relationship with death does not end here, as every 3 years, the bodies are removed in a ritual known as Menene. Best Ever Food Review Show is a small team of independent creators, and everything we do here works because of you guys. Click the link in our description to join our Patreon and receive exclusive benefits. A peace. How often do you drink this? You drink every day?
Morning and afternoon.
Oh, okay. Not every day. Twice a day.
And that's how we eat in Toraja, for example. We have ham.
I'm pretty good at it. I used to get the food all the way up to my elbow, but now I only get it to the mid-forearm. Pretty good, huh? Thank you. Somehow, seems like even in the afterlife, it's important to get high.
It's a Torajan tradition actually that the women have to take care of the husband.
Now, do the women still serve the men these days?
Yes.
You know, I like this place. I might stay a couple more days. Please. I'm digging it. Did you hear it? Oh, my wife is glaring at me. I looked over. Oops, I should never let her go behind the camera. Can you get drunk off that? I'm sorry. You have a 2-syllable word that means can you get high off that? That's really useful. Mabok. Mabok. Boom, guys, that is the end of the video, but not the end of our series here in Indonesia. I hope you learned something new, because I definitely learned about 85, maybe 87 new things today. That is it for this one, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace. All right. Oh, right, they did cook up a whole pig. I'm gonna go get a pig. I'm gonna eat some pig. Let's get some pig.